everybody, welcome to the video. That's right, you watch Dust514 and you're watching the last ever 8213 Dust514 match ever, last everlasting last match ever. Who cares, right? This is my last match I ever played. Ever since the announcement of the servers being shut down, I've lost all desire to play this game, and it's kind of sad because what I took away from this game the most was the social aspect. And I'm like, well, a lot of my friends are still playing it. They're gonna play the game until it, finally gets unplugged. And here I am not playing with them because I interact with them on other avenues. I don't need the game to interact with them. I can do it in other ways because that was the whole reason I was logging onto the game in the first place, because I wanted to play with my friends. I wanted to be with the people I knew and loved from this game. Now that the game is no longer needed or viable and is going to die, I don't need to log in anymore. I think a little bit of the reason I kept logging into the game was because I was just holding out. There was always going to be something new, right? There was going to be something there. There was going to be some suit I haven't tried, some gun, or some way they were going to update the game and something. There was always something I was waiting for. Maybe I was waiting for, one last run in factional warfare to, win the MR side, or one last run in PC to become a major player, or become part of a major player corp in this game. There was always that itch of, one last hurrah in this game, because all my friends that were playing for back in the day, the bitter vets, they're all gone. They went on to other games. They went on to League of Legends. They went on to StarCraft. They went on to wherever. And here I am alone with friends I have, but as far as big heavy hitting PC players, they're all gone. Destruction is gone. Cujo and Soul are gone. These guys have been gone forever. Tracky is gone. The Flash is gone. These guys aren't coming back, and they have been gone for so long that it's just meaningless to keep hanging around when people actually say to me in this game, "Oh, who are you, 8213? I've never heard of you. Get known, brah." It's like, dude, you've been playing this game for less than half time of me. The reason you don't know me is because you haven't been around here long enough. Everyone in this game should know me, just simply because of, the attention that I heat seek on myself. Whether it be on the battlefield, or starting wars, or stirring up shit, or being successful, or getting embarrassed, or sending hate mail, or arguing in chats with people. In some way, shape, or form, I'm quote-unquote known in this game. I guess maybe that's another reason I stayed, and I think that's a huge reason why a lot of people did stay in this game and give it a chance, because anyone with half a fucking brain, when they started this game 3 years ago, they knew that it had zero future. And with every fan fest, with every update, they knew the game had zero future. When CCP first announced, oh, we're going to be laser focused on the PS3, when the PS4 had already been released, it's a matter of time before the PS3 becomes obsolete, just like the Super Nintendo. So we knew that the game had a shelf life on it. When they announced the making of the PC version of this game, basically Legion, we knew the game had a shelf life. We knew that it was going to come to an end. So when they announced the end, I don't think anyone was shocked or surprised by it. I think a lot of people were, let down, because even though it's the end, it's coming to the end, when it actually gets told to you and it's set in stone and it's chiseled in and there's a date, there's a time that, after downtime, the next morning, the servers aren't coming back. We won't be able to log on to the game anymore. That's kind of weird, because a lot of us wrapped a lot of time into this game, and it's going away. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people are asking me, well, where am I going next? What game am I going to play next? And I kind of have my heart set on Doom, because everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Doom. Doom is one of my most favorite games of all time. But none of my friends from this game are carrying over to Doom. I don't want to play a game if I can't log into a chat and hear those same familiar voices. I don't want to play a game with anonymous players, that people I don't even know, because chances are I'm not going to get to know them on the level that I got to know a lot of people in this game. I don't want that. I don't want a game where the guy I'm playing is just an avatar. In Dust 514, there's a personality. There's the chill personality of Jin Soul. There's the crazy personality that's cool, calm, and collected, but at the same time always confident, happy, and tracky. There's a cool, calm personality of Coostown. There's a cool, calm personality of Chicago Cubs. There's the hilarious personality of people like McLovin. There's just all those elements of what made this game a game, because it's a huge social melting pot in this game, and a lot of good and bad came from it. There was a lot of heat in some ways. There was a lot of, you know, animosity, and wars got started and fought and shit, all basically for dick measuring. Like, that was crazy. But it's all coming to an end, and it's like, do I want to go to a game where I have to start over with that? Maybe I will play on the PC version of this game, which I don't think will be Legion, by the way, because I think they let that trademark Legion, or Eve Legion, whatever, I think they let that expire. And that leads me into the next part of this game, because people are already looking forward to the next game that CCP is going to make revolving around Dust. People were doing that during the quote-unquote Rouge wedding, when they announced at a certain fan fest that all updates for Dust 514 will cease and desist, and they'll be developing Legion. Zatara made the corp the last of Dust, which is going to be like the last major corp in the game that was going to take over all Molten Heat and ride it to the ground. And here's the game still kicking for another year and a half, I believe it was, when that happened. And a little backstory about Dust is, if I remember correctly, Dust's development started in 2006, and it took them almost 5 years to get this game onto the console to the point where you could play it, you know, in the key test beta. And that kind of is a testament of what the next game is going to be from CCP. And it's kind of like, I want to put one last dig on CCP. I want to say fuck you one last time to CCP. I want to say fuck you to CCP for taking everyone's money. I want to say fuck you to CCP for lying to your player base. I want to say fuck you CCP for being pretentious to your player base. I want to say fuck you CCP for stringing people along in such a shitty way. You had the world at your fingertips with this game, because there is no games like Dust 514, and they took something that was pure gold, to be honest. The game itself is gold, and they fucked it up with stupid mismanagement from the get-go. And that leads me to believe that the next game that they produce will be just as much as a fuck-up. People are like, oh, the next game I'll have to buy a PC for it, or I can't wait for it. People, you forgot, Dust 514, as far as the game development, was not a fun process. It was not a good time. It was not in any way, shape, or form a good game. CCP will only fuck it up. They've never had a single successful game now besides Eve. Every other game that they've developed, whether it's gotten off the drawing board or not, or even published such as Dust 514, has failed. They only have one title under their belts. Everything else has failed. So there is no promise. In fact, the odds are stacked way in the favor of it failing, that the next game will be anything remotely playable, or anything that will be decent, or anything that will be good, or anything that will have any lasting power, such as Eve. World of Shadows, or World of Darkness, whatever it's called, fucking failed. Dust 514 now failed. Valkyrie is going to fail. It's because it's ran by CCP. Had it been any other publisher, any other company, any other business model, it would have been fine. But CCP is just not in the business of making good games. So my one last fuck you to CCP is, I wouldn't even bother playing the next game, and I've repeatedly said this since the Rouge wedding, that I would not play the next game from CCP, even if shit carried over, even if they did certain things right, such as segregating players and better weapon balance off the get-go, vice versa. I would not play it because I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to go through the fucking headaches that CCP causes with their game again. I don't want to get told that the game is not going to be developed anymore because, sorry, we don't have the resources and we ran out of fucking money because we couldn't do it right the first time. Then at the same time have them turn around and give us content that was promised to us 2 years earlier that was all done by one man. I mean, that's so bittersweet. That's such a slap in the face. It's like, yay, we finally got our content. Yay, wait a minute. You had a full staff 2 years ago and you could give us this, and then you have a staff of like 3 people and they gave us this shit and did more updates in the last year of this game and more for the balancing in the last year of this game than you guys did in the 2 years prior with a full staff. What the fuck? So I just want to say fuck you, CCP. I think I probably hold the record for most people or alts banned on the fucking forums. Okay, maybe Soda Pop holds that record, but I get banned all the time for bringing shit up to CCP, and it's not for foul language, it's not for other people reporting me, it's just me calling it like it is. It's not even me saying what I'm saying, like right now, fuck you CCP. It's me pointing out obvious shit. It's me pointing out the fact that CCP has more failures than successes. They only have one successful game. One. That's it, Eve. Okay, and that was successful 10 fucking years ago, and even then you can call that game successful, but in no way is it fucking as popular as CCP propaganda would have you believe. So in closing, fuck you CCP. This game was decided to be ended in January, and they didn't tell people till a month later, and yet they still took people's money in that month, knowing that they had already made the firm decision to cancel the server time on this game. That's crazy. You just took money for a month from people. Oh, now that the game's officially announced, blah blah blah, we will no longer take your orb. Fuck you. You should have fucking, the day you decided that afternoon you decided, you made that hard decision. And I know that's a hard decision to make, is you're pulling the cord on this, and it was the right decision to make. This game should have had the cord pulled on it, 2.5 years ago. To make that decision is one thing, but then to wait a month after taking people's money, that's just, to me, that's wrong. That's just so fucking wrong. But I guess I can use the remainder of this video to just simply touch on certain aspects of this game that I want to say to people. One, I'm sorry for all the hate mail I sent. I'm a very competitive person. I'm also a huge role player in this game as far as the MR side, and I always tried to incorporate that into my hate mail. If I was sending you hate mail role playing, I mentioned, you're a Galente scum, or you're a Mimitar retard or some shit like that. I would make it along the lines of roleplay, but at the same time I would also just send straight up fucking hate mail in this game, and a lot of it was usually misinterpreted rage against CCP. A lot of it was because maybe I was under a CEO that was just a fucking moron and was leading his corp and people into a terrible direction, and at the same time like making people's actual personal lives a living fucking hell because he's that much of a fucking sadist ass fucking sociopath. So a lot of that was misguided and mischanneled the wrong way in this game. I can't apologize for who I am because I can't change it at this point in time, and I can't change what I said or done, but I can really say that I regret it, and I know that probably doesn't sit right with a lot of people, but there was people in this game that I got along with, and there's people in this game that obviously I never said an ill word towards, and there's people that I gave respect to in this game. And there's a lot of people in this game that won my respect, and it's kind of funny because they know how I treat other people in this game, and they're like, well, how come he doesn't treat me like that? I think it was Zarya one time asked me, she goes, I understand why people don't like you. I understand why you're likable, but how come you don't treat me like that? And I said, well, your personality or whatever your viewpoint is at this time, whatever, just coincides with mine. I'm just more vocal about it. There's huge ragers in this game, like such as Calente Schiffer, huge fucking rager in this game. So much so that he never plays with his microphone on because he's afraid of what he would say. Huge hate mail sender too, by the way. Mine is different because I don't know to keep my fucking mic off, so I don't know to keep my fucking mouth shut. I'm very apologetic for that. But at the same time, I'm unapologetic for saying fuck you, CCP. So, yeah, fuck you, CCP. But it was a great game as far as the social aspect with people. It was a great time. Had a lot of fun, had a lot of memories. I have 5,000 hours logged in under 8213 in this game. That's crazy. That's 5,000 hours over 3 years of playing. I've had amazing corps, amazing teammates, amazing friends, people I've just come to just admire in the game, off the game, people I learned a lot of awesome things about, and just little things that help you grow as a person, help you grow as a player. There's a lot of cool aspects in this game that have nothing to do with the fucking shitty game itself. So 2 years ago I made a review of this game and people ridiculed me for it. To this day that review stands true. The game is shit. The game was pay to win. The game had broken mechanics. The game was garbage. The game wasn't even better than Call of Duty. I got ridiculed because at the end of that review I said I would never play this game again. that obviously turned out to be the exact opposite of the case, where it turned out to be the only game I ended up playing. So I guess the final joke's on me. However, I can now say I'll never play this game again because CCP won't allow me to. The servers are getting shut down in 3 months. And in 3 months, it's all going to be over. The ride will be done. Sure, we'll meet up on other games, or we'll meet up in other media platforms, social media, WhatsApp, whatever. It won't be the same. So for a while, my channel here is going to be empty because I don't have any content to put on it, because I'm waiting for Doom 4, which ironically will be released around the same time the servers get shut down in this game. So I'll have 3 months without posting a video on this channel, which, you know, I've done that before. I've gone over a year without uploading, so I'll have to start over there, but that is what it is. You can watch the last game I ever played. It was a pub match. Got to do a little bit of everything. And I don't know if you've been noticing, but the last 3 videos are the last 3 matches I played overall in this game. They were my last 3 games in a row. If you pay attention to the end of the match, how much SP I earned, you'll see that it counts down without any gaps. So the last 3 videos I've uploaded, the most overrated, underrated players, and then this video, were just the last 3 matches I decided to log on and play. So you can watch that, you can watch me fly my dropship, you can watch me shoot a bunch of scrubs, you can watch me get embarrassing deaths. Because basically I don't have a way to end this. I don't have a final hurrah, a final goodbye, anything like that. Because honestly, I didn't like this game for as much as I played it. So to anyone that was subscribed to this channel for Dust514, maybe you'll stay around for whatever else I have to babble on about. Maybe I'll turn this channel into more than just video games. I don't know if a lot of people know this from this channel, but I used to be a professional athlete. So maybe I'll make it into fitness or something like that. I'll put more vlogs on it, or I don't know. We'll see what time we'll do with this channel. I'm not really concerned about it. It'll always be here if I need it. Maybe you guys can see pictures of my cat. So goodbye, everybody. Cheers.